Hello and welcome. We're back again with another action-packed edition of sports this morning, reaching you from Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Austin Okunapa. Welcome aboard Africa. Yes, it's still an action-packed world of sport, and today on the show, we're not going far away from what you know is taking place in South Africa, the African Nations Championship. The Super Eagles, the home-based Super Eagles of Nigeria, they're in the quarterfinals. Yes, you know that. You also know that they're going to take on Morocco, that cracker, on Saturday. Coach Stephen Keshi says this team is still work in progress, but he's excited that the boys are beginning to play to instructions, and that's some good news for Nigeria. And the man of the moment, Ejike Ozenye, he says he's not scared of Morocco, that they should bring them on, and that he has seen them play and is confident that the home-based Super Eagles can get something out of that. We'll also talk about the Capital-One Cup. Yes, you know, games were played yesterday. Second leg of the semi-finals, where Manchester City at Upton Park defeated West Ham by 3 goals to nothing. 9-0 aggregate. Serious thrashing by Manchester City on West Ham. Today we'll see Sunderland take on Manchester United. Manchester United struggling, but they need to win that game to make it to the finals of the Capital-One Cup. We'll also talk about the transfer window. Yes, you know, it's the January transfer window, and players are moving from one club to another. We'll give you updates on that. But let's come back to what we want to talk about today. The Lagos State International Scrabble Classic. Remember, Lagos State started with basketball. They've done table tennis, they've done swimming, squash, taekwondo. The state is doing so much for the development of grassroots sports. And this time around, they say they want to, you know, develop the sport of Scrabble. A lot of us play Scrabble. It's one of the most popular recreational sports, but people don't know what it entails. Today on the program, I'll be joined live by Faruq Baba-Inna. He is the tournament director of the Lagos International Scrabble Classics, and then Emmanuel Oyeleke, his member, technical committee, Lagos International Classics. Guys, it's good to have you on the program. Okay, this is Faruq, and that is Sheon. And then I'll start with Faruq. Big one for Scrabble in this country. We've not been hearing so much about it. On the national level, what are we doing to develop the sport?
You know, the Nigerian Scrabble Federation has pioneered the Inter-Club Scrabble Championship, which we had the 3rd edition last year in Abuja, and it is growing from strength to strength. The idea behind the Club Scrabble Championship is to encourage states to have Scrabble clubs. The Scrabble clubs will be affiliated to the states now affiliated to the federation. And the whole idea behind the Scrabble clubs is that you have a situation whereby at the grassroots level, Scrabble is being developed, because now we expect nothing less than 5 clubs per state. You understand? In estimate, a club can, let's say for example, have 50 players. It's okay by that. But we'd like a situation whereby instead of having one club with 50 players, we have 5 clubs with minimum of 7 players, because you need a minimum of 7 players for a club. If we have that, it makes it much more robust. It improves this thing. Now, in having those clubs, it is not restricted to only probably those over 20. No, you can have anything from 10, 11 years old can be members of your club. You know, now that we are picking, we are also going into the school Scrabble program, in which hopefully this year we will pioneer the first probably school Scrabble championship.
Which is what we know, which is what we want. The games need to get back to the schools. And just to let you know that at the Lagos International Scrabble Classics, 4.8 million naira is at stake. And I'll talk to Sean. Sean, tell me, how do you guys get players for this tournament?
Well, basically, we have a community of Scrabble players in Nigeria.
Okay.
And as you know, this is an international tournament. We have an international representative that liaises with international players from UK, from US, and from other African countries in Africa. And basically what we do is we go out, we do lots of adverts, we do web adverts, we do adverts on the web, we do adverts in newspapers, dailies, and this kind of programs that we're doing too. It goes a long way in getting people and players for the game. And basically we have a stable source of players, because a stable source of a pool of players in Nigeria, because be it as it may, you might not know, Nigeria has a lot of Scrabble players, and we're saying over 2,000 professional Scrabble players in Nigeria. And then from this pool, we have a forum that we relate on to, That's the Nigerian Scrabble Forum on the internet.
Cool.
And with this, we can always disseminate information over time. It's more like a newsletter group or a news group where people, you go, you subscribe to it, and you get emails in your inbox about whatever is going to happen. So this has gone a long way in helping us to get a lot of players, and has gone a long way in publicity for this event too.
The tournament will kick off on the 23rd of this month, that's tomorrow, and to run till the 26th on Sunday, with players competing in 3 events: the Masters, International, Intermediate, and Opens. Faruq, you tell me more.
Yes, the Masters is the one that comprises the International and Masters. That's anybody that is coming from abroad plays in the Masters category.
Okay.
Now, to feature in the Masters category, you must have a rating of 1,500 points and above. While to feature in the Intermediate category, you must have a rating of 1,499 below to 1,200. Now, for you to feature,
you have to explain that.
So, well, for the Intermediate category, your rating point is 1,200 to 1,499.
We have a rating
That is, you are within that. That's the rating system. Now, for the open category, you have to be below 1,200 to 0.
Okay.
Now, any newcomers, we are any newcomers, anybody that is interested in playing in the open category is always welcome. All you have to do is just register. Now, what we are trying to do is that for those coming to feature for the first time, we are always urging them to belong to a Scrabble club. You understand? That way, when you belong to a Scrabble club, all information, all necessary details, what is entails, what is expected of you, you will get that. So that is what the whole categorization is all about. Now, there's also the veterans category, but that is not featuring now. Usually what we do, we have 4 categories: the Masters, Intermediate, Open, and Veteran category. Now, the veterans category is for those from 55 years and above and retired captains of industries. So if eventually your industry comes of age, welcome.
So tell me, because I've been to some of the classics. I like the look and feel of the organization, but for this Scrabble, how ready are we to make it have that feel that it's an international Scrabble event?
Well, I'll say Lagos State is pretty ready for this. It's the first tournament for the year, and it's the first tournament kicking off the year for the association itself. So everybody, Scrabble players all over the world, they're looking forward to this, and they're salivating already, because it's a very juicy tournament. And in terms of preparation from the Lagos State angle, we are pretty ready. The technical committee has done all it in its bid to have this as a successful tournament, to have it as successful as possible. We did an inspection of facilities a few weeks ago. That's about 2 weeks ago. And then we did an inspection of the accommodation facilities too. There'll be accommodation, and then there'll be arrangements on ground for international players to pick them up from the airport, and then there'll be adequate arrangements for our local players too. There's an arrangement for accommodation right there at the stadium, Teslim Balogun Stadium, and then adjoining hotels in that access too. So in terms of the technical details, we are pretty ready. In terms of the monetary details, we're very ready.
Okay, that's where I'm sure most players out there want to hear the monetary parts. You're ready. You're from Lagos State, so I'll take you out of it. Faruq, they've said the United States of America, Scotland, UK, Kenya, they are expecting players. Are they bluffing?
Well, yes, we're expecting from Ghana, we're expecting from Ethiopia, we're expecting from Ireland and the United Kingdom. We were expecting from the US, but I think due to the current weather constraints or something, the person that we're expecting, Mr. Samson Okosaga, who we had hoped will attend, but unfortunately has said he cannot make it. He had wished, if he had known that the weather situation would be that bad, that he would have been here. But be that as it may, those others that are turning up, we're looking for. But note that this is the first tournament in the year, and this is the first Lagos Classic. So probably people might be, because they just finished I-Gates.
They need to watch.
They just finished I-Gates in India. And there was also the UK Opens, so which was all just within 3 weeks. You understand, before this now. So that's this thing. But hopefully, now that we know and are prayerful that the Lagos Classics has come to stay. We believe we'll get more turnout. Right now, so far, we've had registered about 200 or thereabout participants cut across the 3 categories. So we're hopeful that it will get better. And
sadly, guys, time is not our friend on the show. But before I let you go, finally, Faruq, tell me quickly, what are we doing at the national level to ensure that Scrabble won't go quiet again?
That's why we have the club Scrabble, and we're going into the school Scrabble program.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming. That's it. Faruq and Sheon talking to us about the Lagos International Scrabble Classics. Yes, it will begin tomorrow at the Molade Okoya Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. So if you love intellectual sport, if you're a fan of Scrabble, find your way there and you're going to have a good time. Oh,